7? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiva grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
I looked over to make sure everything was running, and I see both Mary Jane and I are going like this.
It's hard. That song's catchy. It's hard not to
Smells
dance.
just like this.
No, actually, I was doing the same thing.
We just can't see.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So how's your spring going?
Spring. It's winter.
Here it's not. Everything's melting.
No, it's
winter's not done yet.
It's another 6 weeks.
Is that what they said today, the groundhogs?
The groundhog has nothing to do with it. It's another fucking 6 weeks. You can say that it's an early spring. You can say it's a late spring. I don't give a shit. It's 6 weeks until spring.
That's funny.
Unfortunately, winter almost goes to June here. So,
Sorry.
and where I live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. But
I know.
it's fucking weird, dude. I mean, like it's just one big sheet of ice around here because it melts and then it freezes at night and then it melts. But it was like 4 degrees the other day.
Don't
I'm
you
just waiting
live
for
in the
this.
Arctic?
What's that?
Aren't you like basically in the Arctic?
I thought so.
Right, damn near.
I'm only a few hours from the most southern tip of Hudson Bay. So yeah.
As pardon my ignorance because I don't know geography. How close are you like North Bay and Sudbury and shit like that?
I'm northern than North Bay. Where I am. What I tell people when they ask me where I am at the very northern shore of Lake Superior, which is my sister's actually up higher than we are, and she's in Alberta. And you see, so this brings me to my what the fuck. I'm having a hard time cracking seeds, or not cracking them, but getting them to come out of the fucking ground. And
because it's covered in snow, obviously.
I was gonna say, can you grow weed in can you grow weed in tundra?
Guys are so
actually, that's why they come out with auto flowers for the people up.
Okay, so my question is being up higher in elevation?
Yeah, no.
It's not elevation.
You're not higher. You're
latitude.
Okay, so being northerner than most, but Vancouver is very much more higher than I am. So is Alberta, and so is, So I don't get why I'm having a hard time, and people even up here are saying to me, "You're going to have a hard time in the winter cracking and getting going." And I don't get that because it shouldn't matter if it's in the winter or not if you're inside, right?
Well, yeah.
Humidity.
Yeah, other than humidity.
Well, it's very high humidity here, that's sure. It's
No, it isn't.
It'd be low humidity there, wouldn't it?
It should be
dry.
low.
No.
In the wintertime, you have much lower humidity.
No. Dude.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you should. You should, because it's not
right now.
humidity, right?
Right now, the humidity is where is it? 71%. It's usually higher than 80 here.
In the winter?
Yep. Right now, it's 71% outside. It's fucked up, I tell you. I get pockets of condensation in the house because it's so weird.
All right, Terrace Bay.
Well, don't tell people where I am.
It must be because you're right
We
by
know
the
that it's
water.
Because they're gonna come stalk you.
Maybe it's not humid, Al. It's just damp.
That's humidity.
How about
No,
humidity?
no, feels different.
The cold even feels different here. You can feel it in your chest.
Welcome to Nova Scotia.
Right, but what you have is you have a very large ice mass north of you in the Hudson's Bay.
Yes.
You have a very large ice mass directly on the other side of you, known as Lake Superior.
Yes.
Right, you can't see across that lake, so it's
beside it.
Right, and it's like a fucking ocean itself.
It's huge. Yeah.
So you're subject to
fucked up growing seasons.
nor'easterly winds that are coming off of the Hudson's Bay, or southerly winds. So a southerly wind is still going to blow cold air on you because it's coming across that ice in the lake.
Yeah, but it's not all that cold.
No.
Like,
But Vancouver,
it's -4 outside right now. I mean,
right.
it gets it's been I think the lowest it's gone I think is 42, -42.
Right, but you're trying to compare yourself with Vancouver, right? Because you're actually pretty close to the same latitude of Vancouver and Victoria, right? Because actually Victoria is a little bit further south than Vancouver.
We drink Lake Superior water. It's fucking awesome. It's always cold. Always.
Yeah, all them shipwrecks in there.
You know what? I just watched a documentary on Discovery about the shipwrecks in Lake Superior. They did an episode on that Josh Gates.
Yep.
And it was quite interesting. There are almost over 500 and some shipwrecks that they know about.
Yeah, I was going to say that they know about.
Yeah. No, there's a whole exploratory thing going on these days looking for shipwrecks in Lake Superior. They've been doing it for 10 years or so.
But see, with Vancouver and Victoria in that area, they're getting warm Pacific winds.
Yes, off the ocean, yeah.
Right. So they end up getting more rain because it kind of stops at the Rockies until it builds enough to get over the Rockies. But when it comes over the Rockies, it's coming over cold. So it turns into snow on the other side of the Rockies for Alberta and everybody else.
Well, it's fucked up. Uh-oh.
Now, how am I supposed to send secret messages if you got your sound on? Ting!
That was my phone.
I saw something about Amelia Earhart the other day.
I'm realizing that ever since our government changed that bill, whatever, so that way we can't see the news, I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world anymore.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But
I go on Twitter or YouTube and I'm like, what the hell? They found Amelia Earhart's plane, maybe?
X is the way to go.
Sorry,
I didn't know Carl Weathers had died until my sister posted a link from fucking Twitter.
Carl Weathers died?
Yeah, he died the other day.
I also don't watch the news.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
It
is on Twitter, though.
I just want to say, what's his name? Tucker Carlson. Please come and save us, Canadians. We need news.
Fuck Tucker Carlson. Fuck him.
He said he called the Prime Minister, left him a message on video and said, we're coming to liberate Canada.
Yeah, he was in Calgary and Edmonton. Was it this week he was there?
Whether you like the guy or not, it's just funny, and we do need help.
Oh, he's a bit of a donkey, but you know what? He's entertaining.
That's the guy from Fox, yes?
No, he got fired from Fox.
Oh, he's on X.
Oh, he was on Fox. Yeah, he was on Fox a long. He was their guy.
Mind you, he's not wrong usually. He's actually usually right. He's just kind of an ass about it sometimes.
Oh, here's more news. Did you hear what Danielle Smith did in Alberta?
Who?
Yeah, she did the right. I'll say it. She did the right thing.
I don't disagree with you, but she's taking a hard stance on what is it? Medically altering the youth
She just basically said
Oh, mushrooms.
it. She no.
No.
She banned the gender.
Oh,
Like kids. She's not allowing hormone therapy or surgery.
It was
Who's
a
that?
gender affirming care, I think they call that.
and who is
Who's
this?
that?
Danielle Smith.
She banned it in
No,
Alberta
no,
under the age of 16.
no. Yeah, what they've done is they've made it so that the parents have more say, and
They should have
this
pretty much
is
all the same until the kids and adults.
right, and what the way it should be. But what they've done is they said, okay, your kid cannot identify of anything other than what its gender is unless the parents give the permission for that to happen.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that was the first
That-
thing that she brought up, but there's a new thing she just brought up today, which
Under
also extends into sport.
Yeah,
Well,
they cannot undergo any counseling in regards to this without permission from the parents
Well, as it
or
should
the parents being involved. Yeah,
It should be that way. I thought it was that way.
and there's
it was up until what's this decade called? 2015.
I don't
yeah,
know.
Something happened
That
special.
whole decade.
2015.
they cannot get any hormone therapies or
16.
no, they cannot start any hormone therapies. All right, until they're 18, unless they have their parents' permission.
Look,
I think they can
But
start
if
the
they've-
hormone. I thought it
If
was
they've
16
already
for the-
started it, if they've already started it, they
continue it.
can't stop it.
Yeah, but I think it was.
That's
I think there's 16 for the hormones, 18 for surgery.
my
Right,
niece
18.
was seeing,
They say 18 for top and bottom surgery, but under 18 can't get bottom surgery anyways.
Yeah.
In that province, so they can't have any
but
surgery until
they
they're
do
over 18.
start the hormones. They do start the hormones, though.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Really?
16. But you can do it at 16 if the parents consent.
Is
yeah,
my
I feel
niece
like
was going out
that's the
with-
big thing
my
with
niece was
parents.
going out with a trans boy for a little while. Wow, and he was going through the treatment to eventually change, and it was messing him up big time.
Hmm.
Like I don't even know if he's still on it, if he's still doing it or not.
Well, one thing they use is puberty blockers. So
Oh,
try
sure.
and stop puberty,
Yeah.
which is going to fuck you up to begin with.
Well, just in your head, I would think it would be pretty.
And hormonally,
Yeah,
right? Don't forget, you got to get your testosterone.
because otherwise you can't be testy.
That's right. Look how
Well,
testy I am.
I'm always testy.
Hormones have other benefits besides just the sexual aspects of it.
Oh, exactly. Well, they keep you alive.
Now, will if you put a transgender girl on hormones at an early age, will it start a menstrual cycle or stop a menstrual cycle?
I don't know.
I don't think we're qualified to answer that question.
I haven't done it. Like, honestly, you give them testosterone, it's risk of diabetes. They're going to try to lower their estrogen, so it'll probably potentially reduce periods, but I'm sure it does. But also in the end, it's going to.
Oh no.
The reason that they want to do it, though, it
Sorry.
can pretty much make them infertile, right? And that's what if that, and that's why I think, what if all of a sudden, even if they are trans and didn't have a surgery, maybe they'd like to have a child when they're 25 or 30, right? So I agree with the.
Yeah, you can
Like,
do
make sure
that
they're
artificially
mature
now.
enough to make the decision.
You can do that artificially now, and I think that that's the way they mostly go. I would think.
Mm.
But either way, I never, you don't give it to.
I watched a documentary on elephants. What's the prehistoric elephant? Mastiff? No, that's a dog.
Woolly mammoth?
A woolly mammoth. Yes, they are actually. They found the DNA that they need to clone a woolly mammoth, and using an elephant. right? So and I don't know if they've already done it or they're about to do it, but it's going to happen soon. And we know that they've already cloned people as well. Of course, we know this.
How do we know that they cloned people?
Have they?
What?
Yeah,
What?
when did they
What
clone
people?
people?
I know they cloned a sheep.
I know there's lizard
Yeah.
people, but come on.
There's-
What people? M&M?
You'd have to call and ask them. And then and then Elon's now, he's put a chip in somebody, and probably
Oh, the Neuralink or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, put it this
Yeah.
way: Elon
He
being
said that he was
cloned,
gonna
there's
do
probably Elons, and that's probably why you get so much shit done.
I know
He's a clone.
he's an idiot.
Yeah, one does SpaceX.
Or a robot.
We're a robot.
Well, according to Google, no human has ever been.
Really? Yeah, according to Google. Yes, let's get right on that.
You know,
You
Google.
can have a sheep. You can have a monkey.
You know, Google is literally, it's just compiling all of your data. So that way, every time you search something, they're like, ooh, okay, thank you.
I'll go out to the
Yeah, I love Friday
store
nights because
and have
I
a
Google all kinds of shit.
I'll go out to the store and have a conversation with my buddy, and then I get home and there's links on my fucking computer.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I sit there watching fucking TV. All of a sudden, Miss What's-Her-Face starts talking to me. I'm like,
On the box.
who the fuck? What? I didn't say anything to you. Have a nice day, Al.
Did you or did you not see the documentary that talked about that even when you're listening to commercials, you don't know, but there are underlying electronic sounds that are being sent to other devices like your mobile phone. So your mobile phone can actually pick up that you're watching a commercial about Kleenex.
Probably.
But here's a prime example. I go to Google, I open up a new tab, and I put what animals have, and it auto populates have been cloned.
Yeah.
You 1996.
All because you just mentioned it in front of the phone.
Yeah.
I think a sheep's the largest thing that's ever been cloned, wasn't it?
Since 1996, when Dolly was born, other sheep have been cloned from adult cells, as have mice, rabbits, horses, and donkeys, pigs, goats, and cattle. In 2004, a mouse was cloned using a nucleus from an olfactory neuron, showing that the donor nucleus can come from a tissue of the body that does not normally divide.
Does it say what happened to Dolly?
I'm sure Dolly
got
Dolly Parton died?
No, Dolly the sheep, because it says here the reason why that they don't clone a lot of animals is because profound genetic errors can result in early and painful death.
Well, they're gonna just fucking cook her into rack of lamb anyway. What's the fucking difference?
Like, why wouldn't you just try to see how long that one would live, though? Like,
I can't remember how.
I don't know, but here's the most recent animal cloned. Is Elizabeth Ann, a black-footed ferret female who was born on December 10th of 2020 at the Fish and Wildlife Service's Black-Footed Ferret Conservation Center in Colorado. She's a clone of a female named Willa who died in the mid-1980s and left no living descendants.
Wow. I know that what they have done with animals is they have adjusted things so that their nails, their toenails and fingernails are a yellow or something like that. So you know that that's a cloned animal. That's one of the things that they've started doing.
oh, I have an answer on what happened to Dolly. February 14th, Valentine's Day 2003, they euthanized her because she had a progressive lung disease and severe arthritis. She was expected, they're supposed to live around 11 to 12 years. However, Dolly was only 6.5. Dolly became dinner.
Yeah.
Would you want to eat something that had a progressive lung disease? Oh, we probably already do. That was probably the steak dinner I had last night.
I had steak too.
Has an extinct animal ever been cloned? Not really.
It's called Jurassic Park.
If I remember correctly, they found a woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
And it had blood in it still. They brought it back to wherever they're doing their testing. But the globulins or whatever wasn't the right type that they needed to actually get DNA to clone.
Globulins.
They missed it by that much.
Yeah. Yeah. For something that went extinct recently, it could happen. And in 2003, they successfully cloned a Pyrenean ibex, which is a type of goat that went extinct when the last living individual was killed by a falling tree.
Ouch.
And they were able to do that. But they've also tried thylacine that died out 100 years ago, and they couldn't bring it back.
Huh.
So, yeah, cool. There you go. Weird shit about cloning. So, I mean, we've all seen Jurassic Park. Do we really want that?
I have a question. Has anybody watched Griselda yet?
No.
What?
Griselda.
What's Griselda?
Griselda Blanca was the queen of Coke back in the 90s.
Okay.
And what's her name? The Spanish lady.
Sofia Vergara.
Thank you very much. Yummy.
She drives me crazy. That's why I didn't watch it.
I
don't really like her.
She's a little too much too energetic for me. But anyways, it was done very, very well. I sat and watched it over a couple.
Well, it's the guys that did Narcos.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Yeah, it's the same production company that did Narcos.
I'd love to watch it, but I
didn't like
crazy.
You know, you'll be able to watch it because it's not her. It's actually a very serious. You know.
Yeah, I've heard she did a really good job on it.
There's buzz of awards for this.
But I also heard that there's controversy around the story because just like that Pauly Shore film about Richard Simmons, this woman never gave her story or like her approval for this movie.
Yeah, but she died in the 90s, I believe, or I think in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, I believe. But I think that most of the information that they got was from retired FBI and files, and it was very public too, because it was the first big female drug. What do you call them? Drug kingpin or queenpin. They called her the godmother, and I mean, they went after her, but she kind of just
the Black Widow or the cocaine godmother.
She just fell into it, really. I mean, she stole a key of Coke and came to the States. You know, that's basically what happened. She was running away from the mafia or from the cartel and stole a key of Coke from her husband and or from
never looked back.
Ordered a bunch of murders one key into two, and then two into four, and then four into six.
You know, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I've watched a few good shows over the last few weeks.
Just watching Sherlock again.
I tried watching Elementary. I couldn't get into it because I don't like her. I don't like Lucy.
Well, I don't watch Elementary. I watch Sherlock.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
I'm watching both.
Do you?
Yeah, I watch everything.
I'm binging Cheers on season 5. I just want to say, because I've never seen the whole thing of Cheers, so no spoilers.
Really?
Really. Well, when did it finish? Like 1980 or 19...
I don't know, like 90-something, 90, 89, I don't know, 91, 92?
Right? I was born in 83, so I was like 5 or 6. I wasn't watching Cheers. But yeah, I just want to say that Sam and Diane's love story is the most infuriating. I want to strangle Diane. Like, Jimmy laughs at how upset I get over this. She's certifiably fucking bonkers. And he's just as crazy because he's just as in love with her. I'm like, oh my God.
Are you watching Fraser?
No, not yet, because it's apparently he was on Cheers. He came in like season 3. because he was
Yeah.
Diane's love interest.
No, but
Yeah.
I mean, are you watching
We
Frasier?
will.
No.
We will after.
Okay.
No, because I didn't like it. I didn't like it before. I'm not going to like this
The
one.
new Frasier I like.
I love Cheers.
They are, and then when Lilith came in, that's just fucking hilarious. It's public news. Hello.
I didn't know that.
Oh well, you know.
The
they're
show
all
gets better
supposed-
I've
once.
seen her in Cheers.
I got news for you. There's talk of Diane coming in this season, so you know. But I don't
Shoot
know.
me. Fuck.
Well, anyways, the other show that I've been watching is the new Night Heat or Night Court, and I don't like it like I like Frasier.
Like the
I like John Larroquette. I like all the characters.
Well, it doesn't have Judge Harry. You can't fucking have it.
The one-liners aren't working for me in 2024 like they did in 19 blah blah blah.
It does. You can try to recreate it. It's
my
it's
humor
not-
has changed. There's what's his name? George Carlin. His daughter is upset because they've done an AI performance of George Carlin with new jokes and everything.
Mhm.
Right? Not George Carlin. Sorry. Okay. If you want to see George Carlin, watch him on video. I don't find George as funny as I did when he did his routines originally. Just like Monty Python, I don't find them amusing like I did. Benny Hill, yes. Dave Allen at Large, yes. You know, I miss those kind of shows. I miss Carol Burnett. You know.
Yeah, but that's because some things just aren't funny anymore. I feel the
She just
same way
turned
about. Have you seen the movie American Pie?
I have. Not funny anymore.
Okay, so I don't know if it was just funny then, but I was 15 probably when
Oh,
it
no, it was-
came out.
Yeah, but again, you've already, like, some things. The more and more you watch it, it's going to get less funny. And
Well, we laughed our asses off at the fact that he had a girl in his room changing, and he was running his ass off to his friend's house so he could watch her on the webcam.
Yeah.
And now that I look back, I'm like, he streamed some girl getting dressed in his room for the entire school to see. Like, and we thought that was hilarious. But that was what, 1990?
When that movie came out,
2001?
my website was at its height then. So for me, it was fucking hilarious because we were doing that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Jackass isn't funny anymore.
No.
Oh,
I've
no,
never
Jackass is
been
so fucking funny.
a fan
Nah.
of Jackass at all. I don't like him.
I
think-
just
Well, I
watched
guess
Jackass a few months
some of
ago.
it
It's
is
still
funny.
awesome.
Some of
Still
it is
awesome.
not.
No.
The snow cone, it will never be funny. Okay? The yellow snow cone will never be funny.
Jackass Forever was the only thing good about COVID.
Like Howard Stern. I don't like the Howard Stern show that he used to do with all those fucking idiots in his studio. Now it's interviews and stuff like that, and he only has a few idiots in his studio. But I like his interviewing. I like Letterman.
I never ever liked
Jon
Howard
Stewart
Stern.
coming back. A lot of people are excited about that.
I liked Robin. I didn't listen to him.
I think a lot of people felt like that.
Yeah. It's like, when did Robin have her own show?
I enjoy Letterman. I enjoy his new show and his old show. I enjoy Craig Ferguson. I miss him. And of course, what's his name there that just left the Late Show? The English chubby guy. Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
I didn't watch it.
I've been spending most of my time watching podcasts. Like that one Roseanne Barr was just on where she called out whoever she was with about having MK Ultra, and he's like, "Who's that?"
Roseanne is supposedly in talks about rejoining the reboot. How they would do that, or doing another reboot. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know, because they've made a big presentation over the years about she died. So
Oh,
maybe it
Dale
was a
says
dream.
James Corden.
James Corden. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dale. You can just join.
Dale's having trouble getting in here because he's on his old computer. So he's watching. He's controlling the chat for us. Here, we'll put the chat up here. Hopefully it doesn't crash. There you go. Say hello, Dale. Wait for it.
That's what he's going to write. Hello, Dale.
bet you he will.
It'll come in like 8-bit digital sound. I won't doubt.
Do you remember the first computer voices that we used to hear?
Yeah.
No.
He has a stupid phone. I thought
Yes.
they were smartphones.
No. No.
Oh,
No.
Oh, just so you know, I gotta leave in 30 minutes.
No.
Yes.
why? Where are you going?
Game?
Hockey
You
You have a
game.
note from
I
your
knew
wife?
it. Hockey game.
Hockey game.
Yeah.
When does hockey season end, Lenny? That's what I want to
Well,
know.
ideally,
When
you want to
baseball
go- you-
season
you-
starts?
No, there's a lot overlap, but ideally, you want. Well, I'm a junior hockey fan, so you like to make it to June.
Yeah, but that's when golf season starts.
No, I don't really miss it for golf.
Oh no, but the hockey players like to get out and
Oh
golf.
yeah,
instead of
no,
going
but for
to
me,
playoffs.
it's the Memorial Cup. That's my end of the hockey season.
See, in the NHL, Toronto does it every year. They see golf season is more important than Stanley Cup.
I just don't dig the NHL anymore.
Are you serious?
What's up?
You know, it was once that the NHL carried CBC.
Well, to be honest, that's actually similar. The time they got rid of Don Cherry, the time they took off Hockey Night in Canada, got away from
Who?
CBC.
Don Cherry.
Who?
Those people.
Those people.
When those people took them off of.
You know what? That is actually been around the same fucking time. The whole world went to fucking shit. Actually.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, those people had them removed.
Oh, shit.
So
Yeah.
No, kind of.
they know who we're talking about.
Jeez Louise. Isn't that what he got removed for?
Yes.
Yeah, because of those fucking people.
God damn.
2 words. Those people got him fired after what? 80 years?
Yeah.
That guy was so stylish. Oh, and his dog, my God.
I didn't like him.
He was an icon.
I didn't
Oh,
like
I
him.
like
I met him when I was very young. He used to hang out at Maple Leaf Gardens all the time, obviously, when my grandfather went and had season tickets way, we're talking the 70s here. So
He was definitely a personality they either loved or you hated.
I loved him, still do.
looking for my saved stuff that I can find always when I'm not doing a show and can't find it at all when I am.
Yeah, but junior hockey's a little bit closer to the hockey I grew up with. The NHL's not.
Right, because what happens is junior hockey are still the guys that are trying to make it to the NHL. The ones that get the NHL are getting the big paycheck. They don't have to work as hard.
No, they play a little harder in the playoffs, but honestly, it's everything. It's like you go to the rink, it's fucking light shows all over the place. It's fucking loud. Like, I love when I see clips of old hockey and there's like whiteboards and none of this glitz and glamour and shit. The NHL All-Star Weekends this weekend. What a waste of fucking time.
The what? The All-Star.
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of Vancouver Canucks games when I lived in BC. Our company had season tickets, and people just don't want to go to fucking hockey games. So,
well, they also charge what, $200 or $300 a ticket?
Yeah, but we had free tickets. We had tickets that we would give out to customers, and we'd have customers say no because, they might be getting like $200 worth of tickets, but they've still got to pay for parking. Wow.
Was that intentional?
No. Yeah.
Well,
they got to pay for parking or. Pardon?
I'm going to say, watch out for these rich pro sports. It's all coming home to roost here, too, because a big part of their salary has always been that television money, right?
Oh, yeah.
TV's fucking dying.
Yeah, because everybody's going to streaming.
No, but I just, it's going to come around, like I say. I just don't know if it's going to survive like it is right now. These big salaries and big ticket prices. I just don't know.
I can't see it. Yeah, In Vancouver, to go to a hockey game, even with free tickets, you're still looking at $100-$150.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Because what we would do is we would drive to Surrey, park in the parking lot there, jump on the SkyTrain and take the SkyTrain in. That way you didn't have to fight all the traffic out of Vancouver after the game. And then, of course, if you want to drink or anything like that, that's a small fortune in itself.
Oh, fuck. I think anywhere you get a drink at an arena now is like $8 to $10 a beer. It's stupid. Not that I would even buy a beer anymore, but.
What the hell?
Weird sound. Do you guys hear a little buzz sound?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to bring in my phone to play something, and it's not letting me. It's being a bitch.
Any cannabis news lately, or everything world quiet?
Not a fucking thing. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, there's they'd made some changes, right, to our thing, to the whole cannabis regulations, didn't they, recently? I think that's about all that's been going on.
I didn't see the changes. What changes?
Well, they've updated some things, right?
Such as? I don't think so.
Sampling, things like that.
That's a couple provinces pushing the limits. That's not federal though.
Oh. Okay, so then no.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna sit here for another hour and a half and talk about not cannabis.
Which is fine. I enjoy talking to everybody.
Yeah, but you're leaving.
I gotta watch the Rebels. They're on they haven't been defeated in like fucking 10 games.
This is your brother's team?
Yeah. I haven't missed a game all year.
We know.
It's fucking torture. Oh, it's horrible, these fucking weekday games.
Again.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't like the winter.
No, I was sick yesterday. I think I had what Darcy had.
Knock on wood. I'm going to Red Deer in 2 weeks.
Of course, my Shatterizer's dead now.
Which is to say, today is the 15-year anniversary of Matt, the Great Gardener's Charter Challenge with Kurtusa. That's something to celebrate.
Cool.
Which charter challenge? Is that Terry Parker's?
It says Matt, Great Gardener.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Matt Barron.
Oh, okay. I've heard the name, but I don't know who he is.
We could talk about upcoming cannabis events.
What's coming up?
I think the first one that's coming up is going to be, is it Can Expo?
I saw some
March?
email.
March 22nd to the 24th, I think.
Which email was it? Was it the one offering to purchase data or the one saying buy your ticket?
I think it was buy tickets is what I think I saw.
I got the first one and I was like, what? I never asked for this.
I don't even know what Can Expo is all about. Too many fucking cannabis shows, to be honest.
We're sponsoring, CBG TV is sponsoring Can Expo. We will be there. We have a booth.
Oh, I love Can Expo. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, Can Expo is a little smaller than the
That's
traditional.
I believe that's down at
the Enercare Center.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth building or something like that. Or yeah, down at the exhibition, basically. Yeah. They used to use the Queen Elizabeth building, but I think they're using the big the big
room at the Enercare Center.
The big
which is where the auto show is that I'm going to
the Embridge Center, isn't it?
In a couple weeks. Enercare.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
you might see some outdoor concerts with weed being sold this year.
Well, yes, we've heard that. Yeah.
Camp Canna is happening in the end of May.
And what's that?
That is, so it was in Alberta. They've now brought it over to Ontario as well. But it's an entire weekend of camping with like awesome food, awesome people, as well as like stoner games and
So Harvest Fest.
yeah, in Ontario, sort of. Yeah, but more like a camp. Harvest Fest is more like concert and like it's an event like thing. I don't know. It's different. I don't know if they're having musicians and stuff.
It's the same but different.
No, I think it'd be more in line of like stoner games.
Yeah.
More like that.
We know somebody who has tried that up here.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's more in line like theirs, kind of like.
Yeah.
But I think theirs is in the Muskokas or Halliburton.
Hopefully it's more better well run.
Oh, well, I will say the people that run it, Blunts and Beans, are amazing. I don't know if you've heard of them yet. But they picked a spot that actually does wellness retreat. Like the resort itself is specialized in doing retreats. So having the event there just makes so much sense. And then, of course, there's 420 in April and all of the events.
I believe the Global Marijuana March is going to kick up some fucking spin here this year, too. I wish I could go to that.
Thank you. I was like, and that was the next one I was going to go to. Because
I'll be there in our pocket.
Yes. Well, we do need help from anybody who's listening. There is a committee that is a very, very small committee because we're trying to get as many people together as we can currently for different roles. If you're going to be at the event, reach out to the page on Facebook.
Is Neve involved and
yes.
all of his crew? Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to Neve's crew. I don't even know who Neve's crew is. I just know from last year, Miss Dabbs and I were really like sad about the turnout. So we decided that we were going to get involved this year and try and help, whether it be through, design of posters, helping people as parade marshal or whatever on the day. But we're definitely going to need people. So
there's only about 50 people that showed up or so to actually.
It looked like that. So what happened last year is because there was 3 things happening in that park that day. There was the Global Marijuana March. There was the anti-vaccine rally thing that I will say they are persistent.
And Doug was on the south
there. Well, they have been there every Saturday since 2020.
Yeah, and so, Dougie Doug was on the front lawn getting
on the other side
doing whatever.
Yeah, well, because they were celebrating the king.
Now I know that Al was approached by the police when we started walking. Well, when he started walking on the Amsterdam Marathon, and he told them flat out that we will not be escorting you. There will not be any police escort, so stay on the sidewalk. So Allison, of course, did not stay on the sidewalk.
I was with Allison's group. So what happened that day is because there was the second group that was not a part of ours, a lot of the cannabis people went with them. So they ended up walking on the anti-vaccine march. Wow. And so Al and I and Miss Dabbs were with Allison and we were in that group. And we've been in talks with the police. So the whole thing is we need to get as many people down to Queen's Park North as possible, because when you have the numbers, they cannot tell you, you need to stay on the sidewalk.
The first Global Marijuana March was the first that was, or the one that I went to anyways, that was the first event that we covered. And this was a long time ago. And this was also the last time that they had a big stage and they had a concert and they had all the, Tiny Tim's Donuts was there, what you would expect. And that was the first time that I met Marco Renda down there. I knew Neve and Amy, of course, and a whole bunch of other people. But that was the last event that I went to down there, and I hope that they can. I mean, they've tried,
Well, we got hit with COVID too, but I don't know if you can see this. This was the street. Maybe Al, you can pull up a better photo.
I got a photo that I took. Actually.
But the streets were full of people. You couldn't. Yeah, we had floats. We had. It was amazing. So I'm trying to say as many people as we can.
Here's
That's the first Saturday in May.
Here's the issue, okay? 10 years ago, when we were going to this, the OG crew, we'll call them, okay?
Yep.
We were fighting for something. Now the kids go and they just litter and yell and scream and smoke their pot, and there's no real message. There was no real message at all.
That doesn't happen. They don't come and litter. The message got lost because it wasn't pushed as.
You're telling me you didn't see pictures after? There was garbage everywhere.
Yeah, that's also another thing that we're trying to put together is a cleanup crew.
That was the main reason why they put the kibosh on it from Queen's Park level, was because of the way the kids left the site after.
That's also,
guys. It wasn't the old crew.
That's also on the list of things to do. Is to try and get a cleanup crew.
Because it was disgusting. It was disgusting that they put that. Whoever was doing it then, and I don't think there was anybody actually doing it then. I know that Allison was involved for a long time, and her husband Gary. Yeah. I know Neve was involved for a long time.
Neve's definitely still running it.
And of course, the Herb. He'll be around, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Gavin will be around. I guarantee you. Yeah.
I don't know who the Herb is, so if I'm literally trying to reach into these people somewhat blind.
Gavin Gerbs. That's the Herb.
Well.
Anyways, so I hope that it turns out better, and I'm going to miss not being able to go this summer to events because it's going to be different.
Can I just say one last thing before we move off the GMM? If anybody wants to help and they can't actually physically come, the only thing that maybe you could help out with is we're looking to create a video using short clips of people saying why they love cannabis or why they use cannabis. It can be 1 to 2 sentences long, just literally something super simple and quick so we can put them all together and push it out to be like, you need to come to this event.
Is there a website yet?
Not yet. We're literally like, I feel like a rat on a wheel that's trying to catch up to a piece of cheese that's in the next cage.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be a hard one to do in the next, 2 months, 3 months?
Well, yeah, there's not many weeks left. And because
May,
you need 16 weeks.
When is it? May?
So it's the first Saturday of May, which happens to be the 4th this year. It's exactly 2 weeks after 420.
You're doing it the May the 4th be with you?
Yes, that May be the 4th. There's only one.
Yep.
Huh. Okay, Marcel, you're on.
Yeah, Marcel's got some cannabis news.
Shatterizer, this one died.
Are you on mute, Marcel, or that great picture?
Fell asleep, I think.
No, he left because I was talking too much. Come back.
Come back, Shane. Come back.
That's funny, but not funny. So I need to switch over and stop smoking cannabis joints, and I need to start using my bong because papers are costing too much.
Is he still not talking?
No.
You must be gone. I still think I'm going to invest and get myself an inversion bong.
Oh, like the gravity.
Or gravity bong, whatever. That's what I call them, inversion. But,
yeah. I'm waiting for mine. I'm still waiting to... No, we can't.
Oh, Marcel, we can't hear you.
I'm waiting for the I can't remember what it's, the module and some other. I can't remember what it's called, though.
I'm just kind of... I think I'll probably just wait till the weather gets better, to be honest. This is probably what I'm waiting for.
Well, I got this one. But my problem is I'm no good with bongs.
Yeah, I don't.
They're really harsh. So I got this thing, which you put carbon in. And you put it in between your bowl and your bong.
Cool.
It's supposed to make it smoother.
Awesome.
But then I don't like getting a dirty bong.
Yeah, so you don't use it. I don't want to dirty my bong that I just got, so I'm not using it.
I want to get an ash catcher, but then I'm going to have another piece on here, so my bong's going to look like. As long as it doesn't tip over, we're good. It's a lot. It's a lot to clean.
Marcel,
There's still something about joints I like.
you know what? I
Right?
have not smoked a joint in almost 3 weeks.
I haven't either, actually.
Because you're sick?
Yeah.
Because you're illness?
Well, no, mostly because I can't afford to grow and buy.
I actually haven't smoked a joint since New Year's Eve.
Oh.
I vape I've vaped.
You're vaping?
Doing a lot of like just edible or whatever, or just capsules.
Yeah.
And I and a vape, and I do have a live
been
resin
using
vape.
my Shatterizer, and I'm waiting for my weed to come.
I think it's just because it's cold out.
I gave up growing so I could buy weed because it was costing me twice as much to grow as it was to buy.
Yeah, well, it won't do that. I'll be able to do it a lot cheaper, but you know.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Ta-da!
Get back.
I'm getting tired of talking to myself.
You're like, why are they not listening?
Yeah,
I'm
why
saying,
aren't
shut up.
you guys listening to me? I'm trying to tell you that this is actually kind of interesting. There is a class action suit that's been brought forth by somebody by the name of VT on behalf of all Canadians who purchase cannabis products manufactured by the defendants.
And who are the defendants?
Aurora Cannabis Incorporated.
Ooh, so go out and buy
Aurora
weed.
Cannabis Enterprises Inc. and or MedRelief Corp. After February 1st of 2014.
I remember those guys.
So anybody that purchased cannabis after February 1st of 20 from basically when they opened,
you can go after them. Now,
you can go after them.
How do you prove?
If you developed cannabis hyperemesis syndrome after consuming one or more of the defendant's cannabis products.
Yes.
So the claim alleges the defendants negligently failed to warn consumers, patients, and their treating professionals of the risk of CHS, which is hyperemesis, posed by ordinary use of their cannabis products. CHS is a dangerous side effect from the ordinary use of cannabis products. Right. CHS causes recurrent, intense, and persistent nausea, abdominal pain, vomiting, and loss of appetite.
That's right. The same thing that happens when you're on your period.
And the same thing that happens if you have a bowel obstruction. Severe CHS can cause dehydration, damage to the tissue of the mouth and throat, organ failure, and in extreme cases, even death, as can a bowel obstruction. It is estimated that thousands of Canadians suffer from CHS every year.
Yeah, it's not their fucking 8 Tim Horton coffees a day either.
Yeah, it's not the bowel obstructions.
And it's also the first thing that you go in when you go into the hospital having a panic attack and you feel like you're having a heart attack. It's the first thing that the doctor will say to you. You've got hyperemesis.
Yeah, because
But why just Aurora?
It's just it's a bunch of idiot.
They were first.
It's this guy that some doctor told him that he was suffering from hyperemesis.
And he purchased from Aurora.
And he was purchasing from Aurora, and they didn't tell anybody you could get hyperemesis.
It's actually bullshit because really you should be going after your doctor, prescriber. Mm-hmm. They're just the supplier of the product that made it.
Right. But
it's the prescriber that.
No, but it comes with warnings.
But they're saying
it came with a warning.
But there's no warnings about hyperemesis.
There is now.
Yeah.
It's just a bullshit. It's just a bunch of idiots.
In all honesty, it's a crock. So is hyperemesis. It happens like 1 in 100,000 people of chronic use.
I went to the hospital. I thought I did a bunch of weed. I was at the lounge and I came home and I started having heart palpitations. I started having a panic attack. Ambulance to the hospital. Oh, you've been smoking too much weed, buddy.
This won't even see the courts because you know what? The first thing a good lawyer is going to say. So the only cannabis you've ever consumed in your life came from this outlet.
Yes.
Yep.
And they're all fucking lying.
Yeah.
Very few people would have been with med relief that never tried cannabis or got it from another
Just like
source.
I got a bad loaf of bread, and now Loblaws has to pay everything.
It's just bullshit.
I could see if he was a medical patient, never used cannabis before, they never told him, and he stopped taking it because he had a hypermetesis thing. And maybe, just maybe.
But even then, I mean, for years we told people, try cannabis before you bother going through the headache of trying to get a license. See if it works for you before you waste your time.
Especially because in 2014 you were charged for it most of the time from doctors.
Yep. Yeah, they were charging
so
exorbitant amounts
that wasn't working
for licenses back then.
I paid to get my first license for I guess it would have been MMAR.
Yep.
I went to what's
that doctor in Coburg.
Rob Mahey? No, not Robert Mahey.
What's the doctor? That's the one who got his license taken
Yes,
away.
Dr. Rob
Cameraman.
Yeah. I went out there with Kelly and my mom, and we drove out, stayed in Bancroft overnight, and then we got there for our appointment, which was at 9:30. There was nobody there. We were the first ones there. Went in, sat, talked to Rob for a little bit about the station and stuff like that, and did all our paperwork. When I came out, there was a lineup from the door all the way around down the fucking road, a mile and a half, not literally, but there were hundreds of people standing there, all going into his office to pay $150 so that he'd sign.
We had,
you know who should be getting sued?
Who?
Federal government, because it is ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
No, it is ridiculous that people are getting their medicine from non-regulated health professionals. You do not. Any jackass can sell medical cannabis. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a nurse. Part of the things of people going to the pharmacies are, how are you doing? Well, sometimes just chat or the weather, talking about sports.
Roger.
I've been actually having a lot of stomach problems. Oh, that's because you're doing this, or this.
Yeah.
Or I've been like that.
And this is what you do, bud.
No, exactly. That is one of the things about why I advocate cannabis should be in a pharmacy or not. I actually don't like mail because I do think it is, especially cannabis, because you don't want fucking waking bakers fucking playing PlayStation all day, not going to work and being a jackass.
Well, wait,
you want to see people coming in.
Why?
How's your day?
Why not?
What's that?
Well, I'm advocating for the pothead. Why
not? You'll lose this one, Al.
It's for your mental state. Like
to me, it's about function and quality of life.
How about
I'll play 8 hours of PlayStation. Don't get me wrong, but I also have a career. I pay my bills, and what you want is that person a functional, happy person in society. If they're just getting social assistance, and that's not a shot at social assistance, but they just want to play video games and don't do anything, that's not a great way to live.
Shoppers Drug Mart tried to do it, and nobody wanted to deal with them, so now they're done.
Oh, because it was again, but that still wasn't shopper. It was just mail order.
Yeah, you couldn't go in.
Okay, so
anybody that's listening,
while we're on the subject,
wait before we change the subject.
I wasn't going to change the subject
because anybody that's listening that thinks they may have had hyperemesis from Aurora cannabis, you can go ahead and contact that lawyer, Waddell Phillips.
Okay.
So
the more people he gets on his list, the better for the
Do we have a link or something we can post?
Yeah, waddellphillips.ca.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Sounds like a fucking ambulance chaser. I wouldn't fucking call
while
it.
We're on the subject of medical cannabis. If you want to deal with a true medical cannabis company, go to Optimus.
No,
that's where I am.
No,
you can if you'd like, but
I just want to say about the mail thing. I personally still don't like the fact that you have to get it in the mail, because I know I've had this discussion with Lennie too. They don't. Most companies don't pay to track, or they do pay to track, but they don't pay for signature required for ID or anything like that.
I don't have to sign for it.
And I get it. I don't want to pay an extra $20 on that shipping for the cannabis that I already paid an arm and a leg.
How much do you charge for shipping?
Me, I'm actually about to change
with
it.
Optimist.
I'm about to change
where
it.
I go,
free at 125.
I go to it's not a medical cannabis place. I go to a place in BC that does mail order, but I pay $33 for expedited.
See, I don't.
Oh, mine's free. Mine's free because
Canada Post. Free.
Yeah. When I buy from Optimist, I pay whatever I buy is more than enough that it covers my ship. Like Lennie said, 125 or more, it's free shipping.
Yeah.
So. And you guys, I will say, Optimist does have some really good deals on there. Like if you search around, you can find like was it like $4.50 or $5 doobies?
Yeah, I try to keep. Obviously, there's some high-end fucking expensive shit, but I do try to keep some good value, like not just dog shit weed, but just good premium stuff.
Yeah.
About what you're doing, Len, because you're essentially, and I can pretty much assure you guys, he's tried every strain. I guarantee it.
90%, not everyone, but. I don't have a lot of brands on there, but the brands I do have, I have good trust and faith in. I'll tell you, I'll shout Chris and Culture Chlorine. Honestly, most of his ounces are $129. They're fucking trips, and
is that plus tax?
There's plus tax, but like I'll tell you, like his fucking weed is the bomb.
You know, there are some.
Ask Darcy; he's smoked a bunch of it, and
there's a lot of legal stores that are including the taxes in with their price that you see
in the price.
And
but
the one here in Terrace Bay, which I go to now and then, I've gotten to know the owner, My Cannabis. They're really good. I mean, you walk in the door. You're a senior. Yep, here you go.
Yeah. The reason I don't, my website can't do it, but the reason I don't, the HST is different every province, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But even there, Nova Scotia
aren't that bad at the legal stores now. I mean, you can go, and I got some Slurricane from Shatterizer. It was $33 and change, which is, a fair price when they came out. I believe.
Yeah, they were more.
I do got to run, but I'll tell you, someone just get a Culture Chlorine product, $5.35 a gram. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
Best value.
I was gonna say 100.
He's awesome.
$130, even like 150 with it, or 145, whatever with the tax.
For an ounce?
When we used to buy ounces, they were 200 plus, right? Yeah. Like from Buddy down the street.
I'm paying $29 an ounce for fucking smalls, guys. Come on.
Yeah. No.
Well, yeah, it
but
depends on what you're getting.
It's what you get, and I'm still a believer of it. The good weed usually goes a little further. That's still my belief.
Well, this is also what I've noticed. The weed that I get from the cheap place does not last long.
Hockey game. See you guys.
As what I get at the legal store, because the quality.
Have a great one.
And the buds are bigger. Have fun. Cheer. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put Marcel down here so I'm looking at Mary Jane, not at
Why?
Because I don't like Silverman.
Why? I like Silverman. He's kind of cool.
It bothers me. It looks like a fucking Etch-a-Sketch.
Is it what, a negative photo?
Yeah.
No, it's an embossed
Is that
photo.
because you're
It's
negative?
a negative. It's Etch-a-Sketch.
It's an embossment.
That's the word.
Is that because you're a boss?
I'm a boss.
No, it's because he doesn't like looking at himself.
That's right.
But it's still him.
I know.
Not really. I can't see it.
I know, that's so funny.
He's trying to imitate Max Headroom.
I'm good at that.
All right.
I had I had a brownie and hot chocolate with ice cream, and
I did
I
some
might be
shrooms.
high.
I did some shrooms, and I don't know how. Okay, so this is what you got.
Hey, did you hear that thing Michael Bublé said just recently?
What?
No, but I like.
About microdosing?
No,
Oh, I'll see if I can find
no,
it and send
please
it to you.
bring it up.
I'm doing a trip survey now.
So you and Marcel, Marijane, you and Marcel were talking about the flowers, and I cut you off because we had to start the show. So you make those?
No,
What?
no, she steals them off of graves.
Oh God!
The flowers?
Yeah.
No, I take them to the grave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I sneak in the cemetery late at night, and I just leave one by each
Okay,
grave.
so here's a very interesting. My niece is getting married, and she had an
Congratulations.
idea. It's not until the summer, but she had an idea, and she went to funeral homes and has made arrangements to get all her bouquets and flowers from the funeral home after funerals. It's a fucking awesome idea.
Sure, why not?
How long do bouquets last? She's gonna have to pray for a lot of funerals the week of her. Come on.
I don't know the demographics there or the scenario.
Could you imagine planning your wedding around the time of year that more funerals happen? It's a great idea.
And your flowers on your table settings are all saying.
She's a little macabre, anyways, but like she's into that macabre stuff. So
yeah, but our deepest condolences and things like that.
But you know what? So you take the little fucking "I'm sorry you died" letter that's clipped to the plants off, and you put "Merry Christmas" or "Happy Wedding" or whatever, right?
Well, you could just leave it as our deepest condolences. I mean, it is a wedding.
Yeah.
Right. I got asked to carve pumpkins for a wedding one time. And I'm thinking, holy fuck, it's like this is a Halloween thing, and
that's a weird centerpiece.
I know, and I got all excited, and then once I talked to the bride and realized that no, she wanted like little romantic sayings and things like that carved into pumpkins.
Okay.
So it was rather boring. I was hoping do corpse bride shit.
Well, let me look at this here thing that you just sent me, Marijane, and then, yeah. Where is it? Come on. There we go. How about, is this a video?
No.
There should be a video on there.
How?
Did you know?
Hold on. Here's a commercial. Here, hang on.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Oh, well. All right. I got to go here. Share the screen. You probably get fucking kicked off Facebook for this. Whatever. You can always watch it at 420 Radio or CBG. So, okay. Later. And Daddy. All right. We can all see this? Yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I want to sound more like you. You got a beautiful deep voice. Matt, I'm in more than one hockey league. So, in the LHL, which I'm in with you, I happen to be in 5th place. Even though I had no first overall pick, first pick even, I didn't have a first rounder, and I still did what I had to do because of my genius. Second, I am first place in the FHL, other hockey, fantasy hockey league. Third, my buddy told me this is just a microdose of mushrooms, and he was lying. So, I'll be honest, I thought I was in Blades of Glory for most of the time that I was out there, until it sort of settled down, and then I realized, holy shit, I am at the NHL All-Star Game.
You know, it just occurs to me that through all the incredible songs that you've done over the years, and all the hearts of women that you've won over around the world, with all that talk about fantasy hockey, you lost them all in one sentence. It all just evaporated. Years of building it up, and it's just gone.
All that for that.
Yep. I know.
Nobody noticed that he was microdosing except him.
Probably.
It is a microdose,
Well, yeah, that's the
but
thing. Like,
define microdose.
when I talk to
I
somebody,
feel like it's the peak of the
when
microdose
I
that he
talk to
felt.
somebody about doing shrooms, the first thing is say, now, first of all, I don't take a handful of shrooms and go out and I'm like, hey man, I don't want that. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't even like it when it happens with weed. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is to control this mess that I call my brain. I've got ADHD. I've got a mood disorder. I've got panic disorder. I've got PTSD. And they all it just stops. I got through my mom's death.
Yeah.
Would not have gotten through my mom's passing away the way she did without cannabis and mushrooms. I was so controlled. While we were looking at caskets, I was dancing to the music in the casket room. Okay, that's how controlled I was with my emotions because I wasn't breaking down. My mom always said, you have to look after Sharon because she's going to take this harder than you will.
Yeah, right.
Well, maybe so now because of the shrooms. Right?
Yeah.
Now, how many times can you say shrooms in one day?
I don't know why.
More than I could do them.
When I say microdosing, I'm talking 1.5, 1.7, 2, 3, maybe. No, 0.
1.5 grams?
Zero, shut up. 0.15. Okay.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, because 0.5 is even half
basically
a
a fifth of a gram, right?
I look at
Something like
microdoses of being anywhere from 0.1 to 0.2.
Yes, but I have gone up to a 0.3.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is a little trippy for me. And I do notice one day while sitting in the shower, I saw a outline of my mother's face in the shower curtain.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, that wasn't cool. It was my mother's face in the shower. Come on.
Especially creeping on you when you're in the shower.
Like,
I looked down at the ground and the shape of the curtain and the shadow from the light in the bathroom, it was a bang on. If I had my camera, I would, my phone, I would have taken a picture. Seriously.
Yeah, and it would not have been what you saw because you ate the mushroom.
That's right. That was my point.
Yeah, exactly.
But a microdose can be anything dependent on the person.
Right.
Same like with cannabis.
Some people could look at a microdose of being a gram.
Well, here's an interesting thing that's going on with Haley. Cheryl T. Rose and Haley Rose in Vancouver. Haley has been in the community for a long time. She has severe epilepsy.
Yep.
And Cheryl has now got her microdosing cannabis. What is it called? Raw cannabis, right?
Oh yeah.
Where she's eating it with her meals at a micro level, and it seems to be helping control her seizures.
Excellent. That's good for her.
We should have Cheryl on the show again. I haven't had a chat.
She must be getting older now.
Oh yeah. Every year.
I think she's almost 30 now.
That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, I still think of and even Charlotte.
Yeah, and Justin Kander, he's all grown up, man. And Justin's the kid that held up that sign. I'd rather be illegally healed, kind of whatever he said there.
Yeah,
and made a big stink. These are all kids that came out of the slew of documentaries that were being made in the 90s and early 2000s, right? And these are the cannabis kids that we grew up with, and that we've had most of them on the show, I think. And what was Sarah Riddle's Landon, right? And he's all grown up. He's like a teenager now,
Yeah, those are like the older
yes,
stories.
Charlotte Fig passed away not too long ago, actually. Yeah.
I think the first one I seen was on Shauna Banda.
Yeah, who used to scrape the inside of her vaporizer and use the raw oil
Yeah, she found that out by accident because she left her weed on the vaporizer tray and it burnt.
Yep.
And all of the resin stuck to the globe. And she was like, well, I can't waste this medicine, especially in a state where, like, you can't even barely get it.
Ross Middleton kind of figured out how to make shatter in one of those distilleries, the little desktop distillery things. He left it plugged in too long, and it just dried it out. When he went back in the morning, he had shatter, not oil.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how a lot of awesome inventions are created.
You can do shatter in your oven.
Yes, I know. I've seen videos. Yeah.
Right, but it's just a matter of getting it dry enough without burning it or getting it to the vaporization point of THC.
We should pull up a video of that. Why don't you find a video of something like that we can watch for a little break, Marcel?
Oh, just hang on a second. I'm sending something to Darcy.
I wonder if you know William Courtney, Dr. William Courtney.
I've heard the name.
So his wife came to him as a patient originally. I'm probably getting the story wrong, and I apologize. It's just what I remember. But she had gone to him, and you know, she was told before going to him that she would never have children. She was going to die at a young age, and all this stuff. And he started giving her, like you're saying, cannabis, fresh cannabis, but in like a juice, a wheatgrass juicer, and making her drink this juice every day. Fast forward to right now, and I think they have like 4 or 5 kids together, happily married or together, traveling the world, like
cool.
From cannabis, just juiced cannabis.
Yeah. I can't.
It's so disgusting. I know. My neighbor has a wheatgrass juicer, and he juices his.
I tried it. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you?
You should maybe add it to something.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing you could fucking add it to. Is
or just take a shot.
Yeah, it came out black. I did just whole buds.
Oh.
So I figured if I was gonna get something, I better get something good out of it. So I did whole buds.
It's one of those things that it just. I'm sorry,
I never did buds.
Threw it in the juicer. It came out dark green, almost black, and it wanted to come out as quick as it went in, because it was that bad. Darcy and I have been having this discussion over the last little while about
video, Marcel.
No, but I want to talk about this because it's plant related.
Oh.
Okay.
So Darcy and I have been having a discussion about water and the fact that town water has chlorine in it.
Yeah, we've had that conversation on the show.
All right. So chlorine in water is supposedly not good for plants. Correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read this to you. Many believe tap water's chlorine or chloramine levels can harm plants' health. This misconception has led to the concerns that using tap water for irrigation may expose plants to chlorine overdose. However, this is far from the truth. In reality, chlorine is an essential micronutrient that plants require for proper growth and development. While it is true that excessive amounts of chlorine can be harmful, the trace levels found in tap water are usually well within the safe range for most plants. In fact, these small amounts of chlorine can help plants maintain healthy cell structures, contribute to photosynthesis, and assist in osmosis.
Yeah.
Because we've had this argument for years, and myself and another well-known grower have always said that we just use tap water.
Darcy.
No. Darcy's one that lets his water sit to get rid of the
this
chlorine.
Is what I use, but now I don't. What I've been doing is I take a cup of water, and the only thing that I'm doing is putting it into the little dome, my little starter dome, so that it's the same temperature when I water. It's the only thing I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's fine.
I don't want to shock anything. They're not coming up anyways.
My My plants outdoors get fed right from, or like watered right from my hose, which is town water, and they thrive.
Okay.
Right. So, and I've always said that I don't do anything about the chlorine. I don't care. Now I
I
guess
used
I was doing the right thing.
I used to spend a lot of money on reverse osmosis water when I first started growing because my neighbor said that that was what I should do. Because he was like a grower, and after a while, I just was like, "Fuck, this is costing a lot of money. The money for the dirt, money for the food, money for the buckets. Because I got to keep buying more buckets. Why in the hell do I have to keep buying more buckets? All these little ones, because I'm giving away cuttings and shit. Like, and then I just started using tap water, and I didn't really notice a difference.
I use tap water, but at the farm I used bottled water because I until I got the big square thing. What do you call them?
Tank.
Thank you.
See, I'd have been using water right from that pond.
It wasn't usable. It was bad. It was rancid
Why?
because there was shit floating in it and everything. What I would have had to do some kind of
Those are called nutrients.
no, I would have had to do some kind of a clean out. I'm pretty sure. But you know what? That was then. This is now.
Yeah.
The water I was using for the first grow that I did there was all bottled water. I just 5 gallon jugs until I got the big tank.
That's fine. It's got chlorine in it.
No, because they pulled that right out of the lake or out of the Trent. That the water that I got delivered was coming right out of the Trent River from the water station in Hastings. So they were going in and just turning on a tap for free, filling up their tank and bringing it and charging me for it.
Oh, the big 1,000-gallon
Yeah, that's why I
thing, or
got
the
two.
1,000-liter tank.
Yeah,
The cube.
the cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like $75 each to fill, something like that. But then I
That's
get
not
I
bad.
get the no. But the thing is, I only had two. I had two 2,000-liter buckets, which
Yeah.
cost me $150 every time he came out. But
Yeah.
there was 5,000 gallons in the fucking truck that he had just
Right.
filled up on my dime. So, who's winning?
Well, yeah, but that's how it
Oh
works.
no, I realize that. I'm just saying that
Huh.
the I should have just used the pond. Yes. But I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, how many times did you have to get the tanks filled?
I only had the tanks for that one season. Because then I
Oh
moved,
yeah.
right? Like I didn't even get them filled up. I drained them for the winter. They sat there all winter, and then I gave them to Buddy, who brought my stuff down to the city for me, for doing it.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to pay anybody to move my shit, so I give them stuff. Bartering is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I love it. The life could be so much easier if more people bartered.
So while we're in a little bit of lag, I want to say that if you'd like to come on the show, just say something to one of us. That's number one. Number two, starting Wednesday, and I tried to do this last time we did a show, but somebody left.
Who left?
This Wednesday at 10 o'clock marks the first Newbie and Doobie on 420 Radio and CBG TV. And
Oh
then
cool.
this could be the
Cool.
first episode that this lady did.
Oh, the first ever Newbie and Dubious
No. I played the first ever one that you did the last show, and it's nothing like the ones that you guys have been doing. Okay,
The what?
Are they better now?
you sent me your first show ever that you guys did.
Yeah, the studio show.
No, the one you did at home.
Is there wood in the
I
background?
don't remember. My point is, it wasn't in the studio yet.
Our very first one was in the studio.
No.
Yes,
No.
100%.
No.
We recorded 4 of
You
them
said-
on the same day.
Maybe it was at the studio, but they weren't very good.
They were not. No. Dear God. They were terrible. I was nervous
really
as shit.
upset that I even played it, Mary Jane.
Yo, let me just be honest, okay? If you're gonna wait until you got all your fucking ducks in a row to do anything
Exactly
in life,
my
you're gonna
point.
be shit out of luck. So,
Exactly.
like, the first episode, we recorded 4 in one day. It was an 8-hour day. I was miserable. I was PMSing to begin with. We didn't schedule enough weed breaks for me.
You were missing your lines.
There are no lines. They're literally like, it was, yeah. So if you're looking for like, I'm like, are you looking for the interview series? Because that's at home.
My point is, the actual ones that she's got there waiting to go, we're going to play them on Wednesday at 10 p.m. When Timmy stops touring and he's got a little bit more time, we're going to start doing live ones because Timmy's excited about doing a live late night show. So that's going to be cool. And I'm going to.
We have a lot of good ideas for fun segments and stuff to do with the guests. So late night talk show styles.
Oh, cool.
Al just sent me a link for a video for the Toronto Globe
Yay!
promo. Oh, it's the promo.
I love Al. He's so awesome.
He's our one listener. Let me get it here, and then we'll.
I'm like, join the show, Al.
Oh,
we got half an hour left.
Al's got so much stuff.
I know.
Going on.
I know.
You know.
It was funny. We were chatting in the Global Marijuana March chat, and somebody said that they'd do something or reach out to somebody, and I was like, yes, please do that. That'll be one less thing for me. And I chuckled because I was like, I literally put a bunch of stuff on Al to do before we left.
I tell you flat out that if I was still in in Toronto, I'd be going down too. You know. So anyway, okay.
We'll get your help on the back end.
Yeah, on the back.
Through the.
I'll be there.
Yeah, like I said, you'll be helping on the back end.
All right, let's have a look. This is the 2024 Global Marijuana March promo. Let's see if we can see ourselves.
I'm not there.
I was in Al's pocket.
Oh.
Okay, so
I just want to say two things before we end. Al, if you're watching or listening, no, at the end of that thing, there was a website, globalmarijuanamarch.ca, that actually is no longer active. I tried to check that out. That's not there.
It will be.
So don't go to the website. No, it'll probably be a new website address because I think at the very least I might have to do one on Wix, which is a Wix website, but it's free. But also, where's the version with the relax and chill music? That's still the aggressive.
Well, you'll have to find it for next week.
Okay, so here's my question.
All right.
You got legalization. Why are you doing the Global Marijuana March?
I have an answer.
Thank you. What
do you personally see wrong with the cannabis industry?
Everything.
The fact that it's legalized and not repealed, removed from the criminal code.
Okay, so you want to see cannabis repealed then?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you would bring your sign, Bristol board, whatever, and you'd come down in the park, and that's what you would bring to show.
Right. What's everybody else bring? A joint?
Well, you bring joints too, but personally, like myself, my sign's going to say cannabis as medicine should not be taxed.
Because it's time to educate the younger generation.
Yeah, too many Canadians believe that, hey, it's legal. We're good. There's no more fight.
Give me a joint. I'm going to smoke it and shut the fuck up.
That's where I'm like, no, we need to be able to have cannabis restaurants. We need to be able to have, like, what is your fight, your personal fight?
This was my point. We need to do some, like when we were talking about it earlier with the mess that was left. Okay. We need to educate people that this is, and we want to be a festival.
Yep.
An in-your-face festival, like most advocates started doing these festivals.
Civil disobedience.
I don't know if I agree with civil disobedience because, I mean, most civil disobedience is done with anger, and you can't do anything with anger anymore. You know, society is so angry in general. The minute you voice up and get any kind of aggression going on, I'll just go, "Hey," you know.
Well, I did up a couple posters, and on one of them it actually says "Keep our streets clean."
Well, yes, and we have to. We have to.
Yeah.
I will support things like that till the day I die.
Yeah.
But it's
we
not
would
the
love
event-
to have
not
enough.
the events that I have issues with. It's the younger generation not giving a shit about anything
Yeah.
but themselves. What is it? The Gen X generation? Is that what they're called? I don't know. What do we call them now? I don't fuck.
I'm Gen X.
No, yeah, I know. I don't know what I call myself. I'm an old fart. You know.
Gen
Well,
what?
You shut up,
Gen
Marcel.
X.
You're an old fart too.
Well, if you want, you can see I sent you the posters.
I see it. Yep. I don't know.
Sweet. Are we going to take a break? I need to make another tea.
Well, we were gonna, but Marcel didn't find a video.
I forgot I was looking for one. I'm setting up a guest.
Oh, can we watch the preview for the movie Tommy on YouTube?
If you pull it up, give me the link. What is it? A new Tommy? The Who Tommy?
No, the Who Tommy.
And it's a new version?
No.
The old version.
Yeah, the original.
We might get in trouble with Facebook, but
really?
Yep.
What's coming up next week?
Nothing.
No, this weekend was supposed to be the Valentine's Day Bazaar.
Oh, for Mum.
For Maritime Jeanette for medical marijuana. Yeah. The problem is we are getting dumped with a pile of snow.
Not here.
So we are. The next 3 days, we're supposed to get over 40 centimeters of snow.
Wow.
So I haven't looked outside yet, but I'm figured it's probably started soon.
I have not seen a flake of snow all week. Nope.
But I'm going to.
Oh, this is a movie about the story of Tommy.
That's the trailer for the movie. So the reason why I'm bringing up the movie Tommy is because, do you know about the movie Mean Girls, the one that's just coming out?
Yeah, the one that's everybody's making a fucking stink about. Yeah.
Why are they making a stink about?
Okay, so let's watch this and then you can tell us, okay?
Which movie, Tommy?
No, let me tell you, and then you can play it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna go make a tea after we watch it. So the movie Mean Girls. The reason why people are upset is because they're not advertising that it's a musical.
Oh, all right.
The movie's an actual musical. It's the exact same story with the exact same characters, but it's sung.
I didn't realize that.
Because they're not putting it in the previews, so people are getting frustrated.
They're calling Mean Girls basically is Tommy, the second Tommy.
Oh, there's no way. Nothing can compare to Tommy.
But is that what they're saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying the musicals. You want to watch a musical? Watch Tommy.
Oh, yes, of course. It's like you want to see a musical? Watch The Fiddler on the Roof. That's a musical. Tommy is a musical. What else?
But Tommy's the movie you can
is a musical.
Tommy's the movie, just like Wizard of Oz too. You can sit and smoke a joint and chill and get right into it.
I always watch. I don't watch.
So
I don't watch the Wizard of Oz anymore.
Tommy?
I watch the Dark Side of Oz. That's the only way I can watch it now.
You got me all excited there for a minute.
Okay, let's watch this. Why? Because Marcel.
The trailer is the trailer from the 1975 movie.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's the old movie.
Yes.
It's just to show people the movie, so they'll go watch the Tommy movie.
Okay, I'm putting it on.
Oh fuck! Go watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's
in 1968, a revolutionary piece of entertainment was written and played for the first time. It was the creation of an extraordinary British composer, Peter Townsend.
Al, can you move the
It
chat?
was performed by an incredible music group called The
You're
Who.
going for a pee
It
anyways.
was
You go.
titled
Go.
Tommy.
Go.
I want to watch
The
it.
unusual theme of the story immediately captured the imagination of an entire generation. Tommy became a classic, enjoyed by countless millions and performed by artists all over the world. Now, director Ken Russell with producer Robert Stigwood have embarked on what seemed to many an impossible goal: to make a movie of Tommy. They assembled some of the most important names in the international motion picture and music worlds. Columbia Pictures and Robert Stigwood are proud to announce Tommy, the movie.
And you wouldn't know that.
Anne Margaret, the mother. Oliver Reed, the lover. Jack Nicholson, the doctor. Eric Clapton, the preacher. Tina Turner, the acid queen. Elton John, the pinball wizard. Keith Moon, Uncle Ernie. The music, The Who. Roger Daltrey, Tommy. Tommy. Your senses will never be the same.
And today, if they did something like that, they'd have the songs in the trailer.
Yeah.
Right? So they've done the same thing with Mean Girls.
Yeah.
But isn't
except they
this
just
Mean
don't
Girls?
show that
Isn't this Mean Girls 2?
Yeah, but it's a musical version of the original Mean Girls movie.
Okay.
I like some musicals. I was sitting here thinking of other musicals that I like that they've done. Pink
Do you like
Floyd.
Grease?
No, Pink Floyd, The Wall. Wasn't a fan of Grease. I mean, I watched it back in the 70s when it came out.
I like
But
the first one, but not the second one.
Or the third one.
I wasn't a big
Didn't
fan
see
of
the third.
that.
There was no third.
Rocky Horror Picture Show is a really good musical.
Yes.
The first or the second? The remake?
No, the remake was
I never
fun,
saw a
but
remake.
yeah, no, it wasn't the.
There's a Rocky Horror Picture Show 2.
Yeah, and
It's a remake, yeah.
Tim was in it. Tim
Burton, no.
Tim
Curry.
was in it, but he played a different character, and he was in his wheelchair.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see. I mean, it's hard to play Tim Curry in one of his most iconic roles, but I think
There's only
the
one
person who
Frankfurter.
did the role. They did really well. They went progressive and they used an actual transgender. Oh wait, for a transvestite, because that's what Frankenfurter is.
Yes.
Right.
The actor.
Yeah, well, no,
I
he's
don't
an
think the
alien.
actor that played
It was
in the second one was transgender. I don't remember that.
He was an alien.
No, they are. Yeah, they're in the girl from Orange is the New Black.
Oh yeah, I like her. Yep.
Yeah.
I like that show.
Okay, I can see the original 75, 1975. All right. Okay. Try this.
My computer's waiting to update. keeps sending me notices. Can we update yet? No, I'm busy.
It always asks at the worst possible time.
Well, it's like the cat. The cat comes in here because his box is here in my office and takes a shit 15 minutes before the show every fucking time we do a show.
Okay, I'm just. $2016.
What are we doing?
I'm looking up the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
Let's do the time warp again. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was decent.
I should go and look and see.
Okay,
who's
so
got it.
since we're talking about remakes, and I know it's not out yet, but I've seen the trailers, I'm not looking forward, although I will watch it, the new remake of crap.
I never seen the original.
No.
The Bodyguard movie that what's his face did, that he was really popular for doing in the bar.
The Bodyguard in the bar.
The bouncer movie. Ronda Rousey was supposed to be in it. Yeah, you can't remember either. Anyways,
I have no idea from that.
Gyllenhaal is the lead in it, and I just can't picture him as a bouncer. It's fuck. What's the bar movie?
Was Ronda Rousey in it?
Ronda Rousey was supposed to be in that, but she's not, and now it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Studio.
Roadhouse.
I never seen Roadhouse.
That's Patrick Swayze.
The original Roadhouse was Patrick Swayze and Elliot. What's his face? What's his name? But anyways, the remake is Jake Gyllenhaal, or however you pronounce it, and but 5 years ago,
Daniela Melchior.
It's got Conor McGregor in it.
Yes, but 5 years ago they were poising Ronda Rousey to do it as in a female version of it, but then she's gone into the WWE now and doesn't do anything but. So
that's hilarious. Is this what the new movie is about too?
It's the same. It's just a remake. Yep.
It's actually
clean up the batted tonk in a Missouri town.
I mean, it was a great movie. It was a classic 90s movie, or even 80. It was 80s, I guess, eh?
89, yeah.
It's a ex-UFC fighter, Dalton, who is Jake Gyllenhaal, takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys roadhouse.
Where Patrick Swayze was just a bouncer that was mentored by what's his face there.
Right, that this paradise is not all it seems.
I love Sam Elliott's character in that movie. It's the same character he does in
what? Oh,
Roadhouse. Yeah. Okay, so I watched a movie the other day called Dangerous. Dangerous has Mel Gibson and Scott Eastwood. And it's fucking hilarious because it's not a great movie. It's a low budget action film because they're trying to.
It's got Scott Eastwood.
Yes, which is Clint's son. So my point is, I'm watching the movie, and every now and then he goes into a tough guy, and he's his father, and he says the same kind of lines that you would expect his father to say in an Enforcer movie or something like that, but it sounds exactly like his father when he says it, and he looks at him, and he's got that same. He looks like his father, so he's got the same stare, and those "Go ahead, make my day" kind of esque lines in this movie. And it was the only thing that kept me watching the movie, because the movie sucked. Like Mel Gibson now, he's poisoning himself to do a new Lethal Weapon, which I'm looking forward to. And you got Tom Cruise has just signed on to do 15 more repeats of what he's already done with Netflix and that, or whoever, or the big studios.
Yay, Mission Impossible 27.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And I watched the newest one that Will Smith does with what's his face, funny man there, Martin Lawrence. The Bad Boys. There's like 4 of them now, and they're poising to do another one as well. I mean, it's like there's nothing.
Oh, Will Smith is still in movie
You know
production.
what? I'm sorry, but I lost interest in Will Smith before his slapping.
Oh, he was on a
What's that one?
downslide for
The
many years.
Legend. That's where he lost.
I Am
Yeah,
Legend.
that's where he
Yeah, I
lost.
Am Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't watch him anymore.
Mine was iRobot. I was
Yeah,
like, this is
I can't
dumb.
watch him anymore. I love all the MIB. I love lots of movies that he's done, but I can't watch him anymore since.
Oh yeah.
And he's doing another one. Sorry that we haven't talked about cannabis much there, people, but you know, it happens.
Al gets off on a tangent, and it's hard to stop.
Oh, you do it too.
Hey, we talked about cannabis events, and
I pretty much only ever talk about cannabis. It's all I ever talk about is cannabis. It gets kind of boring for everybody else around me.
Well, I mean, I've actually been told I talk about too much. So
yeah, me too.
It's like I've had people walk out of the room because I'm having a conversation. I was having conversations at my mom's wake, or Shiva, as we call it in the Jewish faith, with my cousins about mushrooms because they were getting sick of my cannabis conversations, quite literally. So you stop talking about cannabis and start talking about mushrooms, and people go, huh?
I think around 2010, and it was kind of funny because back before legalization, long before legalization and LPs and all of that crap, everybody talked about cannabis in whispers. It was always whispering, except for when I showed up, because I talked out loud. And the doctor's office was the best one. So went in one day, and they were all talking, and because I was at the doctor's pretty much 2-3 times a week back then, and I was getting better, and I started telling everybody that I'm taking cannabis, I'm using cannabis, but they would whisper, but I would talk out loud, and it was hilarious, but because I would basically repeat what they were whispering to me as part of it. So now it's quite different because it's so mainstream. That's the only thing that legalization has done is people aren't whispering as much. The only problem is
I'm amused by listening to the younger generations talk about pot. I enjoy sitting in the room while the kids are talking about pot and just having pot conversations, because I'm like, those are the same kind of conversations we were having in high school. Right?
Yeah, the conversations haven't changed
No, they haven't.
depending on who you're talking to. Our kid's a little different because, I mean, she's been around it pretty much her whole life, and she knows it first as a medicine above all else.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, she's 14, 15 out with her friends and sending me texts saying, is this right about medical cannabis, with some fucking dragged out question?
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
That's the kind of stuff that amuses me, because you hear they make up shit as their, and it'll do this and it can do that and you can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is what she'd do is she just, before she would tell them the right answer, she would check with me first to make sure she actually did know the right answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was hilarious.
So
I remember when she went to she was in school. It was still in elementary school, and they were sitting in the classroom, and the teacher had asked the students to list things that were bad for you. And some kid said tobacco. And another kid said sugar. Another kid said marijuana. My kid speaks up and says, that's not true. She said marijuana is a medicine, and if your parents or anybody tells you that it's a dangerous drug, they're either stupid or lying.
I just saw somebody make an asinine post under somebody's cannabis post. Okay. It was just, I can't remember who. It was just.
So they responded to somebody.
They responded to somebody, and they're like, no, it wasn't about cannabis. It was about mushrooms. And they're like, oh God, yeah, let's get everybody high. You're talking about microdosing. Everybody's going to be like a zombie and shit. And I'm like, you know what? Do some fucking research before you start making asinine comments like that. Now, that brings me to.
That's somebody who's afraid.
That's right. That brings me to why I enjoy the premise of your show. The Newbie and the Doobie, because you've got Mary Jane has been sitting here with us for quite some time now,
like 7 years almost.
And believe me, when she first started coming and hanging out with us, she knew shit.
I was still learning. I've only been in the cannabis advocacy space for 10 years, so I was still very new.
This here, I'm going to play the first, we'll play a couple of minutes of the first episode that we're going to air on.
God.
And it's so much better than the one that I played last time. Fuck your disc.
Like, which one is this one?
This is the first episode.
First episode of what?
We're going to have
to. We had the first episode last week.
Hey, and welcome to the very first episode of The Newbie and the Doobie. This is exciting, eh? First episode ever.
It's super exciting. This is my first time in an actual studio. I'm super nervous.
It's a tiny little box with some cushions on the side if things go a little bit nuts.
Yeah, it kind of looks like foam or something on the walls. Is that for our protection?
I think anytime you define something as it looks like this or something is a very scary scenario. We are starting this podcast and launching it on 4/20. That I believe is, let's see, January, February, March, April the 20th, 4th month, 20th day.
Yes.
That's worth celebrating, is it not?
It is. There's a special reason why we celebrate 4/20, which we will get into later, but I have to wave my little flag here.
When we were preparing this podcast, we were like, do we have all of our notes? And MJ in particular was just saying, but can I at least have my flag? That was kind of the most important thing. So now that that's out of the way, we really don't have much else to go with other than what's on this little card here. Do we need to blow the whistles? I mean, you did bring these too, traveling in today.
I did. I'm going to save mine later when we talk about the reason behind 4/20.
All right, so you have to stay tuned for that. Not only will you hear about the history of 4/20 and other stuff we're going to be talking about, but there is literally an opportunity for us to blow these whistles.
There you go. So if you want to hear those whistles being blown, 10 p.m. Wednesday. Sorry, you don't get to watch Timmy being blown. It's the whistles. Maybe during the live show,
basically,
maybe
what you're saying is I got to watch this episode to find out what they say is the reasoning behind 4/20.
Yes.
If you want, you can go and Google it now and then see if we're right.
Right?
I enjoy
which
watching
is the right one,
together,
and that's
Mary Jane.
But that's the problem. Which one is the right one? When there's literally 4 off the top of my head.
Reasons?
Reasons for 4/20.
Well, the one that I've most notably
I'll have to wait for the show on Wednesday.
The one that I've most notably heard is the one where it was used at Harvard University as a call sign for meet you out back for a puff, basically. That's
Harvard. Harvard University's in Massachusetts?
Yes, Boston.
Yeah, no.
Or was it California?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a high school.
In a high school.
So the most plausible
That makes
story
sense.
could be the kids at a high school who were meeting every day after school at 4:20.
Yeah, that makes sense because that was when you were going home.
Right.
We went to school till 3:30, not 2:30 like they do now.
That's how it originated
Right.
originally. But how did it grow from like 4 or 5?
As a call sign.
Actually, it was the
meetings.
what do they call them? The wall bangers or something like that. The Waldos.
The Waldos. That's the one.
Yeah.
And it was in Los Angeles, I think.
And but how did it go from that to all of us knowing and celebrating?
That's how.
No. Has something to do with the band.
Which band?
The Deadheads.
Oh, okay.
Because one of those kids that went to that high school became a roadie for the band. And the term 420 was coined amongst the band, and they even made it into a song in their music, into a phrase.
So they're saying that the Grateful Dead came up with 420. Basically.
Well, no. They just helped spread the word.
Revolving around them. And I've not heard that one.
Band.
I've not.
The Waldos were the kids. They called themselves the Waldos.
Yeah, and the Deadheads were Grateful Dead fans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and they still are, very much so. Although the Grateful Dead didn't become as globally recognized as they are now until after he died. They were not a very big band. They had maybe 2 or 3 big hits back in the day, and then he passed away. Jerry passed away, and then they became a phenomenon. I mean, you've got there. I don't think, are they touring still? I know John Mayer was touring with them for a long time, right?
I don't know.
Yep.
You know who else is touring? Timmy.
Honey and Cher.
No.
Yes, I know he's touring. He's doing his Valentine's thing.
Yeah, date night. If anybody's interested, it's Canada-wide. I think he's in, I can't say Canada-wide because he's going to BC, Saskatchewan, Alberta. Or not Alberta, Manitoba or something. Maybe Alberta. I don't know. Check the dates. It's on datenight.ca.
And I had actually invited Matt from Shatterizer to join us tonight. I sent him the link, but now he's ghosting me. Thanks, Matt.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Matterizer.
Yeah.
He's probably super busy.
Yeah, sure. Sitting in his office.
He's a baller. He's a baller.
Picking his nose.
I'm going to try and get a mom and dad to come on.
Okay.
Who are going to start a nice fight.
If you
federal government.
If you want to come on the show, hey, just speak to one of us.
Yeah.
All right. So, where can did Timmy get a website yet
for
his tour?
It's he's actually hired for this tour. It's not his tour.
Okay.
So it's datenight.ca. Tonight they're in Ottawa. Tomorrow they're in Peterborough. Then they go up to Sudbury, and from there they fly out to another province.
I liked his date night videos that he's done, especially the one at the date counter.
The bulk barn.
And I can
the M&Ms.
And I can picture you standing off camera, and he's saying those things to you. I can picture that.
Yeah, I'm the camera person.
Yes, I figured you were. All right, I guess that's it for us tonight, and we will be back next week, barring anybody.
Well, hopefully something cannabis related will happen.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Or you might develop hyperemesis and remember that you smoked that joint from Aurora.
That was a bad decision, just saying.
Well, they didn't put it on the label.
Now you know.
Class action.
Now we need the rainbow. Now you know.
Here's your rainbow. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Cannabis infotainment that includes patient stories, discussions, the news and more. Live event coverage promotes your event and those who support you. Tune in and subscribe today. Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at cbgtv.com.